Hey, hey, rise and shine. Challenge awaits you. Again. What do you mean, again? What are we doing today? Oh no, not again. And why you? It's going to be something awful again. What do you all mean, again? When did I ever give you a bad challenge? You promised a messed up one last time, remember? Oh, right. But no worries, this one is nice. That's kinda hard to believe. Why am I in another challenge? Because you were in the contacts. And also because you fit into the theme of the challenge. Oh no. I'm not sure if I'm in the mood for any challenge right now, to be honest. How's Tanaka? I thought you two hate each other. That was high school. We are adults now. He is doing as well as he can in his current condition. Thank you for asking. He is no longer in pain and the recovery is going pretty well so far. That's good to hear. It's awesome he has you around, especially with all the physio that's ahead of him. I think you'll want to do this one, but I'll leave it up to you. Others have a mandatory attendance though. Just tell us what we are doing. Fine. I added all of you because you either have stoic boyfriends or they are currently going through something difficult. So, your task is to make your partner smile. That's it? Yeah. That's surprisingly mild coming from you. Agreed. The betrayal. I mean, it sounds nice. Of course. We need to do something nice for your lovelies from time to time. You don't know Tatsuki. Are you having problems again? No, it's not like that. He is just really unexpressive. Like Ushijima. Which is exactly why I added you. So, everyone in? Sure, why not? Seems like it. And Ashita? I'm in too. Anything to keep Ryu from going into slump. Your presence does a lot. Trust me, I know firsthand. What he said. Thanks, both of you. Awesome. Good luck, everyone. In Semi's mind, making Shirabu smile wasn't that difficult of a feat. Most of the time. The problems always started when Shirabu had a lot on his plate with his work and somehow forgot to function outside of the very basic actions. In those days, he had enough issues to make his boyfriend eat something, let alone smile. And judging by the zombie-like look on Shirabu's face and the only grumbled greeting, this was one of those days. Well, I guess I can try to make it better. Somehow. He leaned over the back of the couch and flashed Shirabu a smile of his own when he walked by. Hey darling, how was your day? Shirabu blinked slowly a few times, reminding Semi of a cat, his brain obviously taking a few long moments to process Semi's question. Huh? Semi suppressed a soft sigh already halfway out of his mouth and instead reached for Shirabu's hand, giving it a light squeeze. I asked how your day was. Oh, fine, I guess. This time, Semi did sigh. He hated seeing his boyfriend was getting overworked this much. Sure, he understood working in a hospital was a difficult and challenging job, but doctors were only people too. And seeing Shirabu like this, barely comprehending his words, made all sorts of emotions bubble in his chest. He now fully understood the worries he saw on Shirabu's face just about a year ago when he was still in the process of being too nice for his own good, as Shirabu called it back then. And he would be damned if he let it be like this. You shouldn't work so much. It's not good for your health. Shirabu clenched his jaw, his expression hardening when he no less than tore his hand out of Semi's grasp. What? What did I say? Nothing. Well, obviously it was something when you are getting angry about it. Shirabu gave him a scorching glare, one that was able to make Semi pull his arm away completely, leaving him stunned and his mind confused. It's not like I can do anything about my work hours, can I? Taken aback by Shirabu's tone, Semi opened and closed his mouth before he found his voice again, now rather worried where the conversation was heading. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Huh? Not all of us have an easy job like you. Semi's heart sank. Ouch. He wasn't sure which of his jobs Shirabu was referring to, but if there was anything to go by, it was probably his music career getting the heat this time around. Or perhaps it was both. He wouldn't be surprised if that was the case either. Regardless, the remarks smacked down all the last bits of hope he had for talking normal with Shirabu that day. That was kinda low, don't you think? Shirabu gritted his teeth and turned away, muttering a quiet whatever as he rushed towards the bedroom, and Semi flinched involuntarily when the dull sound of the door being not so gently shut echoed from the walls of their flat. He sighed deeply, slumping deeper into the couch. That went well. He knew it was probably the exhaustion talking in Shirabu's words, or perhaps some mishap at the hospital too, and that he shouldn't take it too hard because he didn't really mean it. But he couldn't stop the flood of thoughts it brought, and neither of them was nice. Maybe he really does hate what I do and is just too polite to say it out loud unless he's tired. I guess if he heard it enough times from his parents, it had to rub off to some extent. He sighed again and shook his head to get his mind out of the cursed downward spiral. He should have made peace with never being enough in the eyes of Shirabu's parents already, but that was easier said than done. And if that mentality was about to seep into their relationship, he wasn't sure what he would do. A gentle nudge to his arm snapped him out of his thoughts. He smiled and patted Mochi's head, earning a content purr in return. Seems like your other dad had a really bad day. Though I shouldn't really be surprised if it was what he really thinks. I guess we should let him sleep it off and then see. It will surely get better. Hopefully. Mochi looked at him with a silent question in her yellow eyes and tilted head, and Semi couldn't help the tiny smile making its way to his face. At least I have you to confide in and to keep me company in case things go south. He pressed a short kiss between the kitten's ears and got up, heading to the bathroom first to give Shirabu a chance to fall asleep before he got to bed. Slowly, he changed into his sleepwear, trying to make as little sound as possible to prevent annoying Shirabu even more, and carefully tiptoed into the bedroom. He smiled upon taking note of the curled-up bundle of blankets on Shirabu's side of the bed before he got reminded of what led them into this position. At least he's getting some sleep. He quietly wrapped himself in the covers and, resisting the urge to give the bundle the usual goodnight kiss, he turned to face the wall and clutched the edge of the covers in his hands, immediately missing the warmth he was used to falling asleep with. For a moment, he contemplated pulling the cocoon Shirabu made of himself into his arms as he always did, but stopped himself before he could move. Better not push it tonight. It will be better tomorrow, for sure. Still, he whispered quiet good night over his shoulder before he finally settled on his spot. For a long while, he tried to fall asleep with little success, unable to let his mind rest. The whole room was silent except for their quiet breathing, until suddenly he heard a rustling of the sheets from behind his back. Ada? He was immediately awake again, the weak whisper chasing away all the settling tiredness from his mind. Yet he didn't turn around, didn't let Shirabu know he was listening in any way, and instead kept listening. The silence stretched, and then an arm snagged around his side. He bit the inside of his cheek, feeling the hesitation in the motion as well as the desperation in the way Shirabu clung to him. I'm sorry. The broken edge in Shirabu's voice tore his heart into pieces. Unable to stay still anymore, he turned around, finding Shirabu looking at him with widened eyes and uncertainty written all over his face. So fragile, and yet still so pretty in the little light coming in through the window. What for? For saying all those things to you. You were tired. That doesn't change anything. You don't deserve that. He avoided his gaze. I'm sorry. I shouldn't let out my frustration on you like this. So you don't think I have a shitty job? No, of course not. If anything, I envy you. I envy you so much. And then Semi couldn't hold back anymore. He wrapped his arm around Shirabu's waist and pulled him to his chest, earning a quiet whimper in return, soon followed by the reaffirmed grip on his side. I'm sorry. It's alright. Just promise me you'll tell me if you start thinking that for real. As if that would ever happen. Love you. A soft smile spread over Semi's lips. He pressed a short kiss to Shirabu's forehead, relishing the way their bodies naturally fitted together. Love you too. Everything included. Get some sleep now, okay? You need to be rested for tomorrow. Ken, did you hear what I said? Kyotani snapped out of his thoughts and quickly locked the phone as he turned around to face KyouHaba. Sorry, what was that? I said the bathroom is free now. Oh, okay, thanks. He leaned over the bed to press a short kiss to KyouHaba's cheek and then rushed into the bathroom, only grabbing a towel along the way before someone else from his family could get there first. He didn't intend to wait until midnight to take a shower. Though he should probably be thankful that fighting for a bathroom was his biggest problem during the whole visit. It still could have very much been too much for KyouHaba. After all, it was their very first time traveling somewhere since the first assault, and even though KyouHaba knew his parents and sister well, the fact that he had to pack a whole stack of blankets for comfort made Kyotani question his decision. But it seemed like everything was alright. KyouHaba was still slightly tense, but overall he was doing great, which Kyotani didn't forget to mention earlier, earning a soft smile in return. He just hoped it would stay that way, and that KyouHaba wouldn't be plagued by nightmares again. Jeez, if I didn't know you, I would say you are on your way to murder someone. Moving on instinct, Kyotani quickly positioned himself in front of the bathroom door to block it. His sister snorted quietly. Chill, I'm not racing you. That's hard to believe knowing you. And what do you mean murder? I'm mean what I said. You have that murderous expression on your face again. Kyotani sighed. Akari wasn't the first person to tell him that. The truth was, he couldn't help but crack his knuckles and grind his teeth whenever he was reminded of the 3 men that caused his fiancée so much pain. He wished he could get a few more rounds with them to show them at least part of the pain KyouHaba had to endure daily and nightly. Though, thinking about it, he wasn't sure he would be able to hold back if he was given the opportunity. It's nothing. I was just thinking. Akari gave him a knowing smile, and her expression softened when she looked over where the door to the spare room he stayed in with KyouHaba was. How is he doing? As well as it can get, I guess. It's still not perfect, but he's fighting with all his might. He still has nightmares though, and is still scared to go outside when either Bruno or I aren't with him. Well, he can't do much about that. I know. It hurts seeing him so scared. Akari squeezed his shoulder, giving him an encouraging smile. Hey, you're doing great. I bet he's glad he has you by his side helping him. I hope so. I just wish I could do more. If I didn't let him go to that meeting, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. Hey, nothing like that. You're doing your best, and I'm sure Shigeru appreciates it. So stop thinking about what could have been and focus on what can be. Kyotani arched his eyebrows. Since when are you posing as one of those motivational coaches? Rude, is this how you repay good advice to your awesome sister? Awesome and you don't belong to one sentence. Kyotani chuckled when Akari clicked her tongue and walked away in the most theatrical act of offendness he had ever seen. But despite their constant squabbles, he would be lying if he said her words didn't warm his heart. Not that he would ever say it out loud, of course. A quick shower later, he rushed back to the bedroom, letting out a relieved breath when he found KyouHaba sitting comfortably on the bed while wrapped in one of the blankets they brought with them, and with a book in his hands. He looked up when Kyotani entered the room, and only then did Kyotani notice he was wearing one of his team t-shirts with the Frog's logos on it. A smile curled his lips, and KyouHaba tilted his head in confusion. What? Kyotani shook his head and made his way to the bed, leaning down to steal a kiss from KyouHaba's lips before he settled next to him. Nothing. You just look adorable like this. Even in the dimmed room, he could see the crimson spreading over KyouHaba's cheeks as he tugged on the hem of the t-shirt. It's comfortable, and it smells like you, so I borrowed it. Do you mind? Kyotani hummed and shifted on the bed to pull KyouHaba to his chest properly. Not at all. Anything that makes you feel safe is fine with me. He more felt than saw the soft smile curling KyouHaba's lips. It wasn't much, but even that little was enough to make his heart flutter. How do you feel? It's still a bit strange, but it's much better now. I didn't realize how much I got used to being just with you until we came here. Kyotani furrowed his brow, worried again. He tried to make the trip as little overwhelming for Shigeru as he could, giving his family a long set of instructions to prevent any misunderstandings and thorny topics that could throw his beloved into panic attack. However, he couldn't really do anything about the fact there were suddenly 3 more people in the same house as them. Just make sure his family wasn't swarming KyouHaba too much, which, given their touchy nature, wasn't an easy task. Especially since they considered Shigeru almost as their own child, and the news of the assault hit them pretty hard. You know you can tell me when something gets too much for you, right? Even when it's about my parents. They won't get mad if you need a break. And I won't either. I want you to feel good here, not stressed. This time, KyouHaba showed him his smile in its full beauty when he pulled away a bit to then wrap his arms around him, hiding his face in the crook of his neck. I know. Thank you. Shaking his head, Kyotani sneaked his arms around KyouHaba's waist to tug him closer, rubbing small circles into his side with his thumb. For nothing. I've learned from the morning. It wasn't your fault. I made you cry and think that I won't be around when you need me. Of course it was my fault. I'm not going to repeat that. The soft chuckle KyouHaba let out sounded like the sweetest music to his ears. The light tickling of the soft silver hair on his skin and the vibrations of his fiancée's laugh warming his heart. The road ahead of them was still long and thorny, but seeing the results of their patient approach gave him a new hope that things could eventually be good again. He pressed a short kiss to KyouHaba's temple and nuzzled into his hair. Do you want to go to sleep already? Not yet. I wanted to read a bit before going to sleep. But would you keep hugging me? Kyotani hummed, too comfortable to move even an inch away. I'm not going anywhere.